Good morning and good afternoon, wherever you are joining from. I'm Lori. It's good to have you here today. It is the 18th of July. I'm like, what day is it actually? I want to welcome you here today to our meditation. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm not sure if anybody's heard of it. It's called Ho'oponopono, and it's a Hawaiian healing practice. We did it during my teacher training, and I actually have not done this practice myself since I graduated. So I thought it would be a really interesting one for us to do today. The practice, Ho'oponopono, so the word actually means to make amends. And the practice is about healing those around you through loving and healing yourself. And we do this by repeating certain phrases. It's a little bit like the Just Like Me practice, in the sense that there are phrases that we repeat over and over again. Because essentially the idea is the world changes when you change. So the world around you shifts when you make shifts internally. And I don't know if you haven't heard of the practice, there's this amazing story, which is a true story about a man named Dr. Len, who cured every patient in a psych ward in Hawaii, simply because, this was in the 1980s actually, without ever having seen a patient, simply by repeating these phrases over and over again. So he repeated this mantra. And after a few months, what he noticed and what happened with these patients is they were taken off of their meds, they were unshackled, even the most difficult patients were released. People who worked at this hospital were happy to go to work for the first time, perhaps in years or maybe ever. So it is really a remarkable healing practice. And he says, or he used to say, because he actually just passed away recently, that you can clear your mind of these subconscious blocks so that your destiny and your desire can actually take over and help you get what you want from life. And what you do through this practice is you clear out these subconscious blocks that you have in your mind. These thoughts and these memories, these beliefs that you might be carrying and holding that are no longer serving you. So if you're interested, the story is outlined in a book. If you're familiar with Joe Vitale, he wrote a book called Zero Limits. And that practice, Dr. Len's practice, is actually outlined in the book. So today we will start with a breath awareness practice, always to bring ourselves into the present moment. And then we'll move into the experience of a Ho'oponopono practice. As always, we'll be meditating for about 15 minutes today. I will keep track of the time. And before we begin our meditation, I always like to mention the 5 essentials to meditation. The first one being that thoughts are okay. It doesn't matter what meditation practice or mindful practice you're doing. If your mind drifts away, when it does, you just simply consider your job bringing it back to the present moment and to what you are focusing on in this moment. The second one is don't try too hard to have a certain experience that you're not having. You might think that you're supposed to levitate or see colors or feel really good or peaceful. And then in your meditation, you're not feeling that way. And that is okay. It doesn't mean that you're doing it incorrectly. It just means you're just having the experience that you're having. And that's what it's about today. The third one is to let go of any expectations. Simply have the experience that you're having. Again, no resistance, just allow whatever it is that crosses your field of awareness to be there. 4 is always be kind to yourself. There's no room here for self-reprisal or recrimination or judgment. That doesn't help in any way, shape, or form. Just treat yourself like a good friend would. And finally, stick with the practice. Just like any new practice that you're trying to develop or a muscle that you're trying to build, it just takes some time to root. So we'll practice today for those 15 minutes, and that's a way for you to strengthen your attention. Again, I will keep track of the time and let us begin. So go ahead as we always do get comfortable, perhaps putting both feet on the ground, sitting up straight. I always think I might be doing a meditation about a mountain. I just always have this visual of sitting tall like a mountain, but kind of relaxed and at ease. You can put your hands wherever you want to put your hands and gently, perhaps in your lap or at your sides. And simply, when you're ready, close your eyes and begin to tune into this moment right here, right now. Settling in by taking some long, slow, and deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Allowing the breath to move easily and gently through your nose into your body and gently out. And tuning in to what is here right now. Letting go of any need to accomplish anything, be anywhere, and talk to anyone, and simply tune in to yourself. And if there's anything that you can do in this moment to make yourself even 5% more comfortable, make the shift now. Completely relaxing, embodying this moment. So tune in now to the sounds around you, the ones both near and far. Noticing the quality, the frequency of the sounds. Refraining from any judgment. And welcoming everything that you hear. Allowing it to pass through your field of awareness. There's nothing to figure out. Just allow whatever is here now to move through. So taking that same mindful awareness of listening and moving into the body. A sense of noticing what's happening in your body. Feeling. Noticing perhaps your feet on the ground or underneath you. Noticing your hips centered on your support. Releasing any tension perhaps in your shoulders and your neck, your lower back. Allow anything that you might be holding to simply wash away. And notice what that shift does, how that makes you feel. Now turning your attention to your breath and breathing through your nose. And allowing any natural movement to go along with your breath to be here in this moment as it is. Breathing naturally and easily. Inviting any sort of resistance to melt away. Welcoming kindness, ease, perhaps inviting curiosity. Noticing what is happening for you in this moment. And as you tune in more and more to the body and the breath, notice how the breath and the body move in unison as you breathe in. And notice how things shift as you breathe out. And if you notice that your mind is wandering, bring it back to this present moment, to your breath. I'll begin now to share the Ho'oponopono mantra with you. The first time that we go through it, you can offer these sentiments to yourself kindly. There's nothing that you need to do except repeat the words silently and at your own pace. Lingering, if you are so inclined, on any words that resonate for you, and allowing them to reach and expand to the deepest layers of yourself. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Continue repeating these words to yourself for another minute or two, and I'll keep track of the time. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Now invite whomever you'd like to into your awareness. It can be a family member, a pet, a person that you know well, a loved one, perhaps someone who is here or not here, someone who's passed or is alive. Bring them into your awareness and offer the same mantra to them silently. You might also bring in a group of people if that resonates for you. or the world as a collective. Welcome whomever, whatever crosses your field of awareness, and allow it to be exactly as it is. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Continue repeating these words for a couple of minutes, and I'll keep track of the time. When you're ready, you may release the mantras and rest in the peace of this moment. As our practice draws to a close, I'd like to read you something from Dr. Lu. The purpose of life is to be restored back to love moment to moment. To fulfill this purpose, the individual must acknowledge that he is 100% responsible for creating his life the way it is. He must come to see that this is his thoughts that create his life the way it is moment to moment. The problems are not people, places, and situations, but rather the thoughts of them. He must come to appreciate that there is no such thing as out there. So gradually, when you're ready, bring some movement back into the body. Perhaps shifting your neck or wiggling your fingers, your toes. Perhaps swaying a bit with the body. There's no rush. It's really important to come out of meditation slowly. We don't want to shock the nervous system. And when you're ready, you can gradually blink your eyes open. Taking in the sights around you. So I want to thank you today for joining me in meditation. It's always a pleasure. And the light in me honors and sees the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. All right, I'm going to stop the recording now. Thank you for joining me if you've done this virtually, and we'll see you again next time.